Alright, what is going on, my friend? Welcome to the video. My name is Brando Linick, and that was like a loud clap. My apologies if that was loud on your speakers. But that said, I'm pretty pumped. I love talking about business. I love talking about how to start businesses. So that's really what we're going to be talking about in this video. And I'm going to share important principles, concepts with you that I've taken over the last couple months and years, having started a couple different types of businesses, as well as we are going to be talking about what the title is in this video, how to start your own greeting card business. And when it comes to this specifically, you got to look at it. A lot of people look at it because it's a simple business, it's easy to start, which is absolutely true. It is, but you got to look at it from a business perspective. All right, chances are, more than likely, alright, if you're not looking at it because of this, then you're probably, this is probably not the right video for you, but chances are you're looking at starting a greeting card business because you want to build an income for yourself. I'm assuming you want to make as much money as possible, right? I'm assuming you said yes. Okay, well, when it comes to this, you got to look at it from a business perspective. You can't just look at it because it's simple. You can't just look at it because it's easy. All right, you got to look at it and ask yourself, okay, what is the business plan? The first thing that you need to know when it comes to starting a greeting card business is you map out a business plan. You look at your overhead, all right? You look at the marketplace. You look at how many people need this in the marketplace. What's your competition? You got dollar stores. You got Hallmarks. You got Shoppers Drug Marts if you're in Canada and the United States. You got Walmarts, all right? You got all these different places that are your competitors when it comes to actually selling greeting cards. So what is going to make your business stand out? How are you going to get out there? Well, once you have greeting cards, alright, chances are you're creating your own greeting cards. That means from a business perspective, the business is going to be self-producing, meaning you're producing greeting cards, you have the chance to build a business and build an income for yourself. Well, if you stop producing greeting cards, your business and your income stops. And I hope that makes sense. And this just means, in a sense, if you want to go do something, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to create leverage, alright, especially in the beginning of things. And that can be like that for a while too, okay? It's not to say the business is going to be like that forever. Alright, you could hire employees, but still you got to keep in mind, the more you produce, the more business you'll have. But if it's based on your production, if you want to take a vacation, your business and your income will stop. So it's just something to look at when you're looking at it from a business perspective, looking at it and asking yourself, how much leverage can you create with this? What's your limits with it? How much overhead are you taking on with equipment, supplies, employees, all right, all that stuff, with shipping and handling and inventory as well. All right, so you got to look at all that, and then you got to ask yourself, how many customers, how many cards are you going to have to sell, okay, in order to actually cover the overhead, but not just cover the overhead, to pay off your overhead as well, all right, but not just that, to pay yourself in addition. You got to be able to pay yourself an income. So typically with greeting cards, having done this business myself, okay, going back a while ago, alright, and I did it with actually close family members of mine, and having seen friends and close business associates of mine that I've gotten around over the last couple of years start their own greeting card business, it's actually a very competitive business because you are competing with a lot of major stores out there and small stores, small convenience stores, gas station stores where people just go in and buy cards, and it's very competitive, but to say the least, you got to sell a lot of cards to maintain a stable income, to cover your overhead costs, and to create true leverage for yourself. So, you know, that's really the foundation of it. That's like the business perspective of it when it comes to starting it. I know this is kind of a review or an overview, but I felt this would probably be the best way to map it out for you without trying to overwhelm you and confuse you and tell you that you got to go do this and that and this. Just figured I'd give you a 180-foot viewpoint of my experience with this and just what it is, you know, from a fact point, from a business perspective. So I hope that makes sense. Honestly, if you're looking at this because you want to be in business for yourself, you want to be your own entrepreneur, I'd advise you, before you consider it, before you consider a greeting card business model, to seriously look and consider the internet. And you know, my experience with this goes back over the last year, and I won't tell you the internet's the only way to go, but if you want to create a business that's truly lucrative, that works for you, not against you, you want to be your own entrepreneur, what happened to me 13 months ago when I transitioned from a traditional business to an internet business happened when I came across a person making a stupid, ridiculous amount of money building a business online, and they weren't creating their own products and services, so it wasn't limited. They didn't deal with inventory, shipping and handling, employees, or any of that crazy overhead, and they're working straight out of their laptop. And because they were doing that, they have that leverage, I started to model and copy what they were doing, and in a period of a couple weeks was able to create in turn a full-time income working part-time. And some of you may argue, well, you could build and design your own greeting cards on the internet as well. Yes, you can, but you got to keep in mind greeting cards are not like $100. Greeting cards are lower priced products and services that you're offering, which means the quantity that you're going to have to sell is volume. You're going to have to sell a lot if you want to create leverage. Like I said, if you're sick when things come up, that means, because it's a self-producing business, even if you're designing them on the computer or you're doing them by hand, alright, if you're sick, your business and your income will stop. And if you want to hire employees, that means you got to make a lot of sales off of greeting cards to actually hire employees, but not just hire them, cover the costs of your business, and not just cover the costs of your business and hire employees and pay them, but to also pay yourself. So it's just a perspective you got to keep in mind. It's not to say it's a bad business model, but I know that's what you're searching for, but I figured I would share this with you because if you are looking at starting a business in a truly lucrative, flexible fashion, the best thing you could do is learn the skills to building an online business where you don't have to go through wicked learning curves or take on huge amounts of overhead that can literally just beat yourself up. So that's just my viewpoint. Just trying to save you a lot of stress, anxiety, and things that I've seen people go through over the last couple of years. And with the right guidance and help, you can definitely get an online business up and going in a very short period of time and in profit as well. So I appreciate you for coming by. My big secret was really when I connected with someone, because there's so much noise out there on the internet. I'd advise you to do the same when it comes to building a business online. Connect with someone who's building a business online, who's willing to connect with you. So I appreciate your time. It's been fun. I could go on for another 6 or 7 minutes, but I figure I'll cut it here. It's been long enough, and I don't want to bore you anymore. But that said, I will see you later, and on the beaches of the world, make sure also to check out my site. It's 123marketingtips.com if you do want to learn the skills to building a lucrative business on the internet and having a life at the same time. Appreciate you. Take care.